Welcome to the Butterfly Effect. I'm Chris Horner, and this is Stage 7 of Paris-Nice 2021. Why not? That is the post-race interview from Primoz Roglic. When they're asking him about today's stage, the first words he says is, why not? I'll tell you why not at the finish. But right now, let's get into the stage, because as I'm watching it from my couch, 50K to go, 13-man break. This is a dangerous move is what I'm thinking right away when I woke up this morning and turned the show on. Big break. Multiple guys in this break are at 2 minutes to 2.5 minutes. 3 or 4 guys in there. Also, green jersey, Sam Bennett. He's actually not wearing the green. He's wearing the green jersey, but he's not the green jersey points leader. So he's got to get up at the stage today and steal points throughout today's stage if he has any chance of winning the green jersey, and then hope Primoz Roglic lets the break go away and doesn't gain points on today's stage. That's his only hope. So he jumps in the break. He's also got a teammate there too with the Tacunic Quick-Step rider. So they got 2 in the front. Mountains Points jersey in there, Anthony Perez. He's going to seal that up. He's doing a fantastic job. It's a great feel-good story. I've talked about that already on the Butterfly Effect. Anthony Perez, really great job this whole week at Paris-Nice. Now that break is huge, right? There's a little funny moment there before the last climb starts with about 17K to go. The break splits in half. You see the 2 Tacunic Quick-Step riders, Catania back there, and Sam Bennett. And Sam Bennett launches across to the front part of the break that's split in half. Once he gets there, he realizes, what am I going to do here? The climb's ready to start in like 2K, and I can't climb, and my teammate's in the second group. So you see him sit up, go back, grab the second part of the break with his teammate in it, and pull it back, and now his teammate Catania is in the front and ready to start the last climb, giving Tacunic Quick-Step some kind of hope on the last climb that they might be able to win this stage. That break starts the last climb with about a minute. This is a crazy stage. I can't figure out, I call it stupid. This is just flat out stupid. I can't even figure out why the break is starting the last climb with only a minute when Jumbo-Visma really hasn't spent that much time on the front chasing this break. I seen back there Bike Exchange chasing and a couple other teams like Bora Hansgrohe chasing at times. And I'm asking myself when I'm sitting on the couch, what's going on here? Is there some kind of weird team classification or young jersey classification? What are they fighting for? Maybe just to protect their top 10? It doesn't make sense to protect top 10. I don't see that there's a team classification battle that's really important enough here at Paris-Nice to really be riding the front for the Jumbo-Visma team. It doesn't make any sense. You've got all these other teams. Everybody in this race got the scenario they wanted. A dangerous break of 13 guys up the front. Jumbo-Visma having to chase all day because multiple guys at 2.5 minutes, like I said earlier. Instead, there's other teams riding. It's complete stupidity. I can't figure out what's going on. Anyways, that's the way. Sometimes sports, you can't figure out what's going on. I don't know what's going on, so I can't tell you. I just know other teams are chasing. So they start that last climb with a minute. Now this opens up the possibility of many things happening. You got guys from the break that are going to start attacking each other, guys from the field that are going to hope to jump across, and then of course the favorites are going to hope that maybe Jumbo-Visma gets on the front, pulls it back, and they can play for a stage win today. Up front, it's action-packed. They started that climb with 13 guys, so there's a lot of action happening for the first 7-8K of that climb. And then it's Gino Mader who gets away solo with about 5K to go. He's done a great job. He's doing most of the work in this break. He had reduced the break down to 4 or 5 guys, reduced it down to 3 or 4, reduced it down to just him and Nelson Paulus, the EF Education rider, the American kid who's holding on for dear life. He finally gets popped, and Gino from the Bahrain Victorious team, he's solo riding on his own, trying to hold off the favorites. Behind when the climb starts, it's Cofidis riding. I'm like, what's Cofidis doing riding the front? I mean, it doesn't make any sense, right? Okay, they launch one rider up. How's he going to go across to the break? It's Simon Gesking. As he's riding across, I'm thinking, okay, this is a good rider. He's a quality rider, but he's not a climber. This is a short stage. They've reduced it from was set before to be over 100 miles. Now it's only 75. It's a 13-man break, so they're not going to be too fatigued when this climb starts because there's so many guys with 13 coming through and each sharing the workload on the front. Is it harder in the front than what it was sitting on back in the field? Of course, but not that much harder when you got 13 guys rotating through. And of course, you had Sam Bennett up there doing a bunch of the pulls there, just trying to steal green jersey points and of course help his teammate Catano out get to the climb. So when Kofi is pulling on the back, when they're pulling on the peloton from the back of the field there, I'm thinking like, what are they doing? They launched their rider and he's got to go across a minute gap. But a minute gap at this stage in the race, because remember, we're 65 miles into the race or something. So these guys could all ride this distance full gas. He's not going to make it across. He gets out there in nowhere land, comes back. But what that did is, again, it gave Jumbo-Visma a free ride. And they got 4 guys sitting back there. Primoz Roglic, Steven Kruijswijk, George Bennett, all Tour de France legendary guys and legendary climbers, okay? Then they got Sam Owen back there. He's a good rider and a good climber too, and he hasn't touched the front all day because everybody else has done the work for them. So they're back there getting a free ride while Kofidis was doing a bunch of work just to send one guy up the road who gets halfway there and then comes back to the group. Now Astana gets on the front. They're going to try for the stage, right? They got the young kid Vlasov who could easily possibly win this stage. Easily possibly. You know how it is, huh? It's hard to predict, but anyways, they're shooting for the win, and they're going to go ahead and start pulling. Now you see Luis Leon Sanchez, and he starts to pull, and he's doing a big dig, and George Bennett comes up right when Luis Leon Sanchez starts his pull. And I'm only pointing this out because Luis Leon Sanchez is a veteran rider. He's been around a long time. He's ready to go up to the front. He's been told to do the work from his Astana director, probably in the radio. So he's getting up there to do front. And then George Bennett comes up and kind of blows by him. And you see Luis Leon Sanchez look at him. He ain't happy, guys. He was wanting to go up there and do his job. He's getting paid. Every month these riders are getting paid money. He's doing what he's told to do. He wants to go up there, do his tempo, and then pull off. George, he's a little eager, right? He comes right by him. Luis Leon Sanchez gives him that look, huh? That's not a look of like, hey, thanks, man. That's a look of hey, you could have waited 500 meters, 1K. So George hops on the front. I can't figure this tactic out either because if Astana's already on the front for you and setting a good enough pace, you have a race leader, you've already won stages, he's comfortably in the leader's jersey, just let Luis Leon Sanchez pull for a K, 2K, whatever he wants to do. Instead, George blows by him, wants to show, it's a testosterone thing in the field, right? It's all boys back there fighting with a lot of testosterone. George wants to show he can pull harder, so he does. George pulls for a K, K and a half. Steven Kruijswijk comes up, and he talks, leans over, is on the left side of Primoz Roglic, rides up to his race leader, this year's Paris-Nice leader in the yellow jersey, looks over at him. They have a little talk. Clearly, they're talking about how hard they want Steven Kruijswijk to go. Primoz Roglic probably telling him, I'm good. Let's go ahead and pull the race leader back. Let's go ahead and pull the young kid from Bahrain back. I want to win the stage. Steven Kruijswijk gets on the front, takes over from George Bennett, and he really picks up the pace and blows the field up. Now we're down to just really the favorites in this year's Paris-Nice. Now, this blows my mind, guys. At this point, when Steven Kruijswijk gets on the front and he's going 100%, I don't get it. But hey, Primoz Roglic, he said in the post-interview, why not? So we'll get to that. There's Steven Kruijswijk. He's throwing down 100%. Primoz Roglic is on his wheel. And I'm just thinking, why are you blowing up your guys? When I was winning stage races, I never cared about winning the stage. I wanted to win the overall GC. If I get the stage, fantastic. But my most important objective was to keep my teammates, because they're the only ones you can trust in this field. So you want your teammates around you the whole time to the finish for as long as possible. Instead, Steven Kruijswijk takes over for George Bennett and drills it. Does about a K, K and a half, whatever it was. After that, Primoz Roglic decides to light it up. So he lights it up, he's going hard, and he's got just the favorites on there. Max Schachmann is his number one threat. He's second on GC, 51 seconds behind. And I'm thinking, what are you doing? You're just going to pull Max Schachmann to the line. He doesn't. He sits up. Max Schachmann does a little pull. They're caught again. The young kid, Gino Mater, he's up there just swinging. He's trying to win this stage. It's a big, big result for a young kid. This is a good result for Bahrain Victorious. They haven't won anything at this race. This is a good moment for Primož Roglič to sit back, watch Max Schachmann's wheel, jump him right before the finish, take some time bonus if you need to. But most important, you relax, you keep things under control. Instead, Primož Roglič, man, he wants more wins. Okay, he takes off, he jumps right there under a K to go. He jumps somewhere about 500 meters. He catches the young Bahrain Victorious rider 25 meters before the line. You see the Gino, he is upset. He is not happy with the race leader Primož Roglic's win. He's definitely going to remember this. Primož Roglič comes through the line, wins. Ugly win in my book. Not a good win. This is his third win at Paris-Nice. Some people back there, so I know some of you viewers watching this would be like, a win's win. You got to go out there and get everything. Guys, that's not how it works in the professional peloton. You want friends. Bad things can happen to you at any moment. Primož Roglič always, in my book, races too aggressive. He's got amazing legs, so you have the ability to be able to do this aggressive racing. But when something bad happens, and it will, because something bad always happens. We've already seen it in Paris-Nice when we've seen Remy Cavagna, the Deceuninck Quick-Step rider, in the early stages of Paris-Nice, and he's in the front, and his derailleur stops working. We've seen guys flat. We've seen guys crash. We've seen dogs running out on the road. There is a lot of reasons why not to attack and win the stage for your third stage win at Paris-Nice. In my book, this is ugly. Something happens tomorrow to him. He might just be back there adjusting something on his bike. He might be taking a nature break. And you see Bahrain get on the front and start drilling it. You don't need to ask yourself why not, because they're going to be drilling it. There's no doubt about it. That was an ugly win today. In my book, not necessary. Primož Roglič gets more time on the leader's jersey. He gets less friends in the peloton. He does get the green jersey because he gets more points on today's stage. So he's dominating at Paris-Nice, but it's an ugly win today in my book. Hope you guys like the butterfly effect. Like and subscribe. And tomorrow, if you see some tactics going on that don't make any sense, man, Primož Roglič might just be back there taking a nature break and everybody's going full gas because he didn't gain any friends today. See you guys real soon on the butterfly effect.